Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my prison series. This is part 5. So I had a very good question. Somebody asked, how can you support your loved ones that are incarcerated? So I was very fortunate. I had grandparents that were so super supportive while I was in prison. And for me, this is my personal experience. I'm going to tell you what helped me get through prison. Do you think the number one thing I'm going to say is commissary? You are incorrect. It is not commissary. Anyone know what they are? Visits and letters. Visits and letters. That's literally the most important thing. My grandmother and my grandfather would send me like 3 letters a week, and my grandmother would visit me every other weekend. And believe it or not, it was an hour and a half drive to the prison, and she was 80-something years old at the time, still made that drive for me. But there's no better feeling than when they do mail call and you hear your name called. I mean, literally, that's the most amazing feeling. And sometimes my grandmother would just send these little cards, and all it would say is just, we love you and we miss you. And that would be it. But let me tell you, that would get me through the next week that I had in prison. Now, they didn't have emails when I was in prison, but I know that they do now. That's another important thing. Phone calls and emails. Believe it or not, we want to talk to you guys when we're incarcerated. We want to hear from you. I know you guys can't call us, so the only option we have is to call you. And when somebody picks up on the other end, that's on the outside, let me tell you what that does for our mentality in prison. And try to be as positive as you can when you talk to your loved one that's incarcerated, but also don't be afraid to tell them how you feel. It's okay to express how you feel, and it's okay for them to express how they feel. The important part when you have a loved one that's incarcerated is open communication. All right, and let's talk about commissary. Obviously, commissary can be very important, and commissary in prison is much different than commissary in like county jails. So in prison, you have access to more items in commissary. For instance, you can get like this little flat screen TV that you can put in your bunk. Obviously, you don't get cable with it. You can get your radios that you can listen to. You can even buy makeup on commissary. Like, they really do offer you more options. Unfortunately, that's not an option for everybody. Not everybody has family that has the ability to send them money. But if that's something that you do have, even if it's a few dollars here and there, believe it or not, just being able to go to commissary and maybe pick up something like a bar of soap, some deodorant, because the hygiene products that they give you if you're indigent in prison do not cut it. I promise you they do not cut it. If nothing else, like if you can do anything to make sure your loved ones have money to at least buy hygiene products. But I do believe the most important part of having a loved one that's incarcerated is trying to be as encouraging as you can, but also do not stuff those feelings. Don't be afraid to express your feelings to them, and allow them to express their feelings to you. But just know that we know you're doing the time with us, and it's probably just as hard, if not harder, for you. But please know that if we're not talking to you and not expressing your feelings, that a lot of us, we go to prison and we're just trying to get through it, survive, get through it. Not that prison is something that you have to survive, but the mentality of being somewhere where you are locked up and you can't just leave when you want really does a number on us. So if we're not talking to you, it's just because we have kind of locked in and we're just trying to get through our time. But please know that we know what we've done, and that we know how much it's hurt our family members, and that most of us are trying to make it better. I'm fortunate that I was one of the ones that got out and eventually became somewhat successful. Family support, any kind of support, is so important to reduce recidivism. That's why I'm so big on support for inmates while they're in prison, because the chances of them reoffending when they get out, if they have that proper structure and support, goes down dramatically. So anyway, that's my video for this morning. I will post another one. Drop your comments in, or drop your questions in the comments. All right, bye guys.